whatever, but you can only do this if you are dealing with calculation. But look at that note. Water temperature needs to be between 140 and 145 degrees Fahrenheit to sanitize the dishes, meaning that to wash them. Okay, and the source, it is taken from House and Home. It's one of the stores that we know. Now, the questions that are following, here are the possible questions, but I'm not going to do this question because of time. I will just scan and show you, but I was saying to you, the question about cost and selling price will be more or less on this, something like this. It will be an item that is given the price or different items, and you need to compare their prices, and there will be questions that will follow. All right, and it can even ask you, let's say on this question it says for company, you need to check how much will this cost. For company A, if you are buying on hire purchase, it is 14,000, but the cash price is 7,999. What is the difference? What makes it be 14,849? Because you are going to take that 423.65 and you multiply by the number of months, it will give you this. So for this one, if you want to see the hire purchase cost, again, you are going to take that 36 months, and that 36 months you are going to multiply by the what? The installment of 370. Then it will give you also how much will it cost that in what you call in the in the hire purchase. So if you check this one, you say 370 multiply by 30, okay? Don't forget plus what? Deposit, that will be paying 760. Then if you add everything there, and you will see that additional cost also of, don't forget additional cost of 1,599. You add that 1,599 there. If you add everything, it will give you about 15,679 rent. That is the price of this one if you buy with hire purchase. This one, it is 14,000. It was given 84922. If you want the difference, what is the difference? You just subtract the two. You're gonna subtract this one from that one, this one from that one. You subtract 14,84922, and your answer will be 829.78. Now you'll get your 4 marks. You see how easy it is that. So just to show you that, how can you approach some of the questions. And the second one, a person opted for the hire purchase option of company B but could only afford to pay 125 as an installment for me. The company has 30% interest. So now we have the question of the percentage here of the interest. It is very important that you understand that how do you work with the percentage. Okay, so it says a person opted for the hire purchase option of company B but could only afford to pay 185 as an installment for May and June. The company has 30% interest per month on installment in areas, meaning that for that particular month now there will be, because now you cannot afford what you're supposed to pay. You can only afford 185. You want to detect to us. Now we're going to give you more interest. We add more interest on that. So installment paid will look like this. Remember now, for April, he afforded or she afforded to pay 370, which is stipulated there. But for May, he can pay 185, and for June, 185. Use table 4, all right, along with the information to calculate the installment for July if he needs to pay the installment. Blah, 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 blah. Now, for this one, you are going to calculate the interest of 185. You get it. Then you will see that if you add to 185, if you add 30% interest there, you'll see that it will go to 240 something, 50 cents. Okay. Now for June, he will pay for June now it will be, for May it will be 240 50 cents, And for June, again, it's going to be the interest on interest, and you can continue like that. So there is a difference between a simple and compound interest. Your teachers will tell you about something like that, that they've got what you call simple and compound interest, and others are already familiar about them. You have already done that. But like I said, I'm not going to go into details, but I was just showing you some of the possible questions under cost and selling price. I'm passing this one. I'm very sorry that I could not go in details because I don't have enough time. Now, remember, Mr. Chabalala said also there will be question on the tariffs. This is an example. Okay, this is an example of a question on the tariffs under the finance. So, which type of tariffs is this one? You see, I'm pausing a little for a little bit for you now to look at this question. Yeah, you are right, you know, you are right, Lesedi. A family of 6 people are living in a water-restricted area in Cape Town where they can use 120 liters of water per person per day supplied by the municipality. Calculate the maximum amount of water in kiloliter this family may use in 1 month. Use a 30-day month for your calculation. Okay, my friends, my dear grade 12s, what Mr. Chawala need to emphasize to you is that, you see, when coming to the water tariffs and electricity tariffs, their questions are more or less the same, or the informations are more or less the same. Why, Mr. Chabalala, are you saying that? It's because you'll be given what you call a table, or you'll be given what you call the interval of your charge. Here you look, it says 0 to 6 kiloliters. If it was electricity, it will be saying 0 to 6 kilowatt hour. You remember that? More than 6 to 10.5 kiloliters. More than 6 to 10.5 kilowatt hour if it is under electricity. So meaning that the approach is more or less the same. So don't say now, Mr. Chabalala gave us an example of water tariff on the exam prep, on the test prep, but now we are sitting with the test, and the test is what you call giving us electricity tariff. It is possible that there can be also a question on electricity tariffs. So, but let's quickly look on this one and just zoom on it and see what can be the possible question on that. A family of 6 people, I've already said that they are living in a water-restricted area. Water-restricted area, meaning that there are boundaries of using the water. You cannot just use water as you like. You know that water must be used sparingly. So, especially in Cape Town, they really what you call lack water. There is a shortage of water where they can use 120 liters, meaning that this family of six can use 125 liters of water per person per day. If there are 6, meaning that the total usage of water, it is going to be 6 multiplied by 120. Am I right? Therefore, it will give you about 720, if I'm not mistaken. So just multiply 6 by 120, it will give you that. Now, what is the question? Calculate the maximum amount of water this family may use in 1 month. We have already said that in a day they will use 120 multiplied by 60. Am I right? 6 multiplied by 100, it gives you 600. Then we are left with 120, 720. So, but for 30 days, multiply by 30, you'll get your total. They can use close to 21,600 liters. Okay, it is in liters here. But the question says you must find it in kiloliters. If you want to move from kiloliters to from liters to kiloliters, you divide by 1,000 and you will get 21.6 kiloliters. Okay, gives you sense. That's what that family will be using in kiloliters per month of 30 days. Maybe it will be in April, because April has 30 days. Yes, those are the months that are having 30 days. And 2.1.2 says, Table 1 below shows the water tariff charges for Cape Town in 2019-20. Use Table 1 to answer the question. Now we are given the intervals that if you have used between 0 to 6 kiloliters, you will pay 15 rand 58 cent, but without VAT. VAT is not calculated. So it will be 15 rand 58 plus 15%, because VAT is 15%. We remember that. The same with this one. We must add what you call VAT there. But this amount is only without VAT. And it gives you that as you go up, look, the more you use water, the more you pay. So it is very important that you know that. Even in electricity, it goes like this. So you must tell your parents. Okay, that's why I like maths lead. Now note here, conversions 1 kiloliter is equals to 1,000 liter. You must be knowing that, and VAT is 16%. Janine, one of the family members claimed that they will pay less than 620 per month if the family uses their full municipal limit. Verify showing all calculation if the water bill per month including VAT is less than 620. Verify showing all calculations. The moment it says verify and showing all calculations, you cannot just have one step there and say, I'm done, it doesn't work like that. You must have several steps showing all calculations. Therefore, you say, therefore, it is true or not true. It will depend. Or is valid or not valid? Not valid. Janine is not speaking the truth, or is not what you call correct with the statement. And look at the marks, 7 marks. That's why you need to have more steps on that. So basically, you need to check as to how are you going to do that. And you know that if you have used, if you are calculating the tariffs, you must know how to really demarcate all your your kiloliters in such a way that they will give you the total amount of that water that you're supposed to use. So for now, like I said, Dr. Chawla won't go into details as to how do we do about that because of time. We don't have enough time. But basically, you just find first as to how much will it cost for 0 to 6 kiloliters, 0 to 6 kiloliters, and you'll be saying now 6 kiloliters. Let me just say 6 multiplied by 15 rand 58 because it costs that within that range. Then you get your amount there, 93 rand 48 cent. You will continue and go to the next bracket. If you are moving from now 6, now you go to 7 to how much? To 10.5, 7 to 10.5 kiloliters. It will be now 4,5 multiplied by 22 rand 17, which is this second bracket. You get the amount there, 99 rand 77. You go to the next bracket, 10.5 to 35 kiloliters, and you get the amount which is about, now you multiply 11,1 by 31 rand 47, which is this bracket, and you get the amount 349.32 cents, blah blah blah. Then after that, you add all those 3 amounts, and you will see that it will give you about 623.96 cents. And now, what did Janine say? Janine said they will use 620. You will compare 620 with your 623. Yeah, are they the same? No, they are not the same. The statement, you're right, the statement is wrong. You get a point? Now you have verified that what Janine is saying, it is not true. They will be charged about 623.96 cents, not 620 like she alluded to before. So I was just showing you how to approach that question of the tariffs. Remember, it can be electricity or water tariffs. The last one that I want to deal with, remember I told you that there will be question based on data handling. And that data handling can come up with an information where you are given a certain annexure, or you need to focus on that particular annexure, or let me check if quickly I have an annexure here. If I don't have it, no problem, but I must be having that annexure so that you can see exactly what we are talking about. All right. Yeah. Annexure, yes. Annexure B. annexure B. In this case, this is the annexure that goes with that question 3 in that prep exam of 2020. So you are answering this question based on the annexure. Look in your question paper for test if there is an annexure, then work hand in hand with your annexure. So, but what is important here, I can just zoom straight to this question of that is having box and whisker plot here. And here I'm trying to show you that there might be a question based on this, and that question will be focusing more on, like I alluded to you, and say there will be a question under interquartile range, IQR. You need to know what is IQR. There might be a question on top there that talks about a mean or a mode, which will be very easy. Let's say we have this, your annexure, my grade 12s. The question can say, calculate the mean of this internet access of all the provinces, meaning that if you are calculating the mean of anywhere, you come to this column, you're gonna add all these percentages, 70.8, 51.8, up to 61.8, maybe if they are say for all the provinces up to Limpopo. There must be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, you add everything. That one might be very easy for you. Then you divide by the number of provinces, which is 9. Then you'll get your mean. If you are looking for the median, you're gonna arrange them in in an ascending order, starting with the smallest one, which is 43.6. You go to 51.8, you go like that. You have all of them in ascending order, and you take the middle one, becomes your median. If there are 2, you just add them and you divide by 2. You remember that. And when they're talking about the mode, you check which is the number that appear most. In this case, we've got 54.8, 54 appearing twice. That will be your mode. You get a point? It appears often more than other numbers. So a range also. Here the question was asking about the range. Determine the range of the number of households of the provinces in 2016. So here you can come to this second table. You look at the household. For 2016, the question says, calculate the range. What is the range, Mr. Chabalala? Range, you take the highest, you subtract the lowest. So you're going to focus on this. It is very important that you pick the correct, table or line or row. So in this case, we are going to focus on this. What is the highest in these 9 provinces? Amongst these 9 provinces, it will be GP, if I'm not mistaken. You say it's going to be high minus low. Your high, it will be 4, 5, 4, 6. Minus your lowest, you check what is your lowest. My lowest is Northern Cape, 325 households. Then you get your answer there as your range. You take that. How many marks were there? Mr. Chabalala, 3 marks. Wow. Then you'll be craving these 3 marks. Okay. Now you come to the question of the interquartile range. It is very important again to go and work with your teacher so that you understand exactly what we mean about the issue of the interquartile range. And the interquartile range works hand in glove with the median. You need to understand what is all about that. I was looking for a question that can also give us the understanding of the interquartile range there. Let me check. This is the last question. I'm about to finish, Bobby. I'm with Mr. Bobby in the studio. He's our technician, yes, but he went to school, yeah? So you must start, so you can be also, you do IT like him. Now, the interquartile range, my grade 12s, you need to know that if we have what you call in the, your box and whisker plot. We've got here we've got the lowest number, we've got the highest number here, and here we've got what you call quartile 1, we've got what you call quartile 2, which is your median most of the time, and we've got quartile 3. You need to know when you talk about IQR, what is IQR? Okay, you must know the formula for IQR. Okay, your formula for IQR is going to be your quartile 3 minus your quartile 1. What, Mr. Chabalala? Your interquartile range is going to be your quartile 3 minus your quartile 1. So you need to know those two before you can calculate the interquartile range. Quartile 3 minus quartile 1. So you can come here and check what is the quartile. You've got the scale here. You've got the scale here for the above 1. Okay? Let's say the question say find the interquartile range for 2018 of number of households per province. This is from 2017 and 2018. For 2018. Now you are going to check quartile 3 is represented by how much there. Okay. Now if you look according to the scale and check, and you find that for instance, this one, you will see that when you are looking for the quartile 1, it will be close to 1,027, and this one, it will be about 2,325. Then you are just going to substitute there and say quartile 3 is 2325 minus quartile 1, which is 1027, and you get the value for that particular quartile. All right. Now, then you'll be done with your question of your interquartile range. But it takes more than that. Your teachers will give you more information of how do you calculate interquartile range. And lastly, or don't forget, there will be a question also on the probability, especially in question 1. But you can also be in question 3, whatever. So probability as a percentage. No, but read the question. It can say express the probability as a percentage or as a decimal, you see that, or as a fraction. You need to know exactly how to get your final answer of probability, either in percentage, either in decimal, or either in fraction. And there can also be a question also on your graph. You might be given few graphs. These ones are not given. You are given only this one. They say finish these others, complete these others. But they will give you the information. Then you can just plot the remaining ones. Okay. Or you can be given a graph that is a histogram, but this one is a what? It's a bar graph. You can see, but it's a double bar graph because it is having two graphs next to each other for 2 different years. So it will depend as to which question will be there. So having said that, my beautiful grade 12, I want to sum up my presentation of today by saying that really be prepared for the test. It is 60 marks. Like I said to you, and now be ready for that particular test. And don't forget the questions again. If I'm just wrapping it up, let me just, I still have it here also on paper. Let me just go back and recap. Remember here is the 60 marks, Mr. Chabalala. That question 1, it will be all about cost and selling price and probability. Question 2, it will be 20 marks of tariffs. And question 3, it will be 25 marks of data handling. And don't forget cost and selling price, go and practice it. And probability under finance also. And for 20 marks, go and practice the tariffs, water or electricity. I've scaled it down. Don't, for test, look at water and electricity only, okay? And simple and compound interest. Know what is the difference between the simple and the compound interest, and how to use the percentages in finding or the simple and compound interest. And also the data handling, know your measures of central tendency, your interquartile range, and know how to draw graphs. I promise you, you are going to pass this test. You'll get your 60 marks, voila, in the pocket. Wow. So, having said that, this is the end of my story, a good story that I was telling you. Thank you very much for listening to me, and this presentation will be available, and your teachers can go through it with you so that you can really recap as to what is going to be in the paper. I want to thank you very much for taking this 1 hour or 60 minutes to listen to Mr. Chabalala as he was presenting the test preparation. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we are looking forward to another presentation by Mahludi. So we are going to really help you with this internet podcast program. Make sure that you really watch all our slots, because mathematical literacy is one of the interesting subjects. And I know that you're going to get, our target for this year is 90%. And I know that the class of 2021 are going to get that 90%. Thank you very much. Having said that, I want to say to you, ciao, ciao, bye-bye. Have a lovely evening.